Hi, guys and girls. How are you doing tonight? It's around 9 o'clock, and I was listening to music and had GTF2 and Princess Megan on the line while I was listening to music, and we were discussing about a lot of things, and ended up on the subject of sexually transmitted diseases like chlamydia or syphilis, right? And finding ways of curing those diseases. And I got the idea that it would have to be treated somewhat like a fungal infection, and would have to be heavily disinfected. Yeah, like that agent said. And both Megan Markle kind of click at the same time. You know, why not try alcohol or something based like ethanol? You know, alcohol-based ethanol. Yeah. It just slightly inject it within the blood system and see where it goes. You know, if it does fight or disinfect, does a major disinfect on the body. Yeah, you know, it will not fix the problem 100%, but it might improve that person's lifespan. And like syphilis, just remove the condylium and rebuild the organs, right? I hate the term condylium, or, you know, les maudits condylium, yuck. You know, just imagine it, like, yuck. But, you know, we could try on a few patients, try a few alcohol-based solutions, and test it out, and see if there's any improvement on the health. Or if it does actually kill the parasitic fungal infection. Something like AIDS, even though it's a sexually transmitted disease, would have to be treated more like a cancer, not as much as a fungus. But most sexually transmitted disease, it would remind you of a fungus infection, would remind you of a fungus spore that spreads, and so why not try to treat it like it's a fungus infection? And, we'll test and we'll see, Not every patient deserves their disease, so why not try to save some lives, right? And we were also discussing, like, Halo a bit. I won't tell you every little detail about it, but I can tell you that it should require about a whole town's amount of power to power the machine, based on estimates. And we still would have to determine the mixture. If we use water and condense it with sulfur, or have the three gases in apposition separate, so we would have to split water into hydrogen and oxygen, and fill the chamber with those gases and sulfur, add sulfur to the mix. I think that would be the best approach, would be to split the water in two, and condense it later on with sulfur, and simply inject the three gases within the chamber. That's what I think would be best, guys. Or we could simply try both methods. Yeah, like you said. Please don't tell more, guys. I don't want to compromise nothing. I judge that some details are okay to say, but don't compromise the work. I know you mean well, but well, there you go. That agent said something. If you hear it on the audio, it's being tested. So my inventions are being tested. They're trying very small scale. And something like ArcJet, hope you realize, uranium is very volatile, and has to be very, very, very small doses, to be tested. My best guess is, if done right, the copper should simply conduct the current, but uranium is still very volatile, and it would have to be very careful when they test it, and very small scale. and minimize the risk of explosion. I wouldn't want them to explode a lab or a base, but apparently it does show evidence of major thrust. Because like that agent said, it would the major electric shock would do a major push on the particle. So tests show conclusive, like that agent said. And my inventions show promise as tests are conclusive. There's signs that it will work. So I'm very happy. I got a huge weight off my shoulders knowing, these results. Or at least I feel better knowing that my research is going somewhere and being tested, right? And it gives me a lot of hope, for my family, So that's about it. Well, there you go. If you heard that agent say something, it's because they feel safe in telling people around that is being tested at a base. I would rather not tell you where, but the GTF2 seems confident enough to tell you, where it is. It's being tested at a base. At one of the Canadian bases, and so forth. Where else would you have the room to build a lab, or to test my inventions? Right? You would need a very big base for one, or at least at a base, at a lab, a secret access lab, So, I definitely didn't want to tell you where it is because you never know, right? I fear, terrorist acts, or I fear, not necessarily corporate espionage. No, I would fear, an attack, more likely. Like a bomb drop on the base, or stuff like that. That's why I would not necessarily say where they're being tested. I wouldn't fear necessarily corporate espionage because we're actually making it somewhat public, right? Like that agent said. Like that agent said, most countries would simply lack the majority of their materials. So I would simply not worry about that much. I'm more worried about terrorist act, someone dropping a bomb, or but if GTF2 feels safe in telling you where it's being tested, I won't say it. If you hear it through the audio, that's it, right? So I'm in a good mood. I'm gonna have a smoke. I'm in a very good mood. Good news. You're saying uranium was not that volatile? It showed. Oh, I'm guessing. Depends. Yeah, she's doing another late show. Adaptive cameras, right? Would simply detect a change in the lighting condition that, technically would detect displacements within the light, because it's adaptive. The camera and software, simply adjust the picture to have a better picture, in low light conditions, right? It would act as a filter. So that's what's happening. My wife is playing with the atmosphere in the room, and most likely just blocking the sunlight with her methane composure, and the camera detects that displacement and lower level concentrations of light, and is simply trying to adapt. So that's how you notice a change in the lighting in the room. That's what I'm guessing. My best guess is. So yeah, that's about it. I don't have much more to say. I'll end the video, and I'll post this tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. And I'm very, very happy, and I feel like a drain of energy, like a huge stress off my shoulder. I feel like, oh God, finally, it's happening, right? You know what I mean? And finally, it's going somewhere, or you know what I mean? Like, I feel much less stressed. Yeah, I feel wonderful. Very happy. I might not be jumping, and screaming of joy, but I am definitely relieved. So thanks for the update, and so forth. So I guess I'm gonna wish everybody, every viewer of mine, or every fan or subscriber, a good night, good evening, and hope your night goes well. And I'll catch you on the sunny side.